Good afternoon. My name is Dean Mazzarola, Mayor for the City of Leominster. Thank you for joining us each day at 9 in the morning and then typically at 4 in the afternoon. We convene here to update you on the virus and what it means to you locally. And the governor had his press conference at 3:30, so we figured we pushed ours ahead a little bit so we could gather the important things that were said at the press conference, so we could take those and see which ones are sort of might be interested to you. There's no sense us all repeating the same thing, right? So let me give you the updated numbers as it stands. Just got these numbers maybe 40 minutes ago. Total cases today, 13,837 in the Commonwealth. Worcester County is now over 1,000 at 1,077. Hospitalized in the state, we're at 1,241. Total tested, as of today, 76,500. So that is a huge jump. That's almost 4,000 more people were tested today than they were yesterday. Total deaths, unfortunately, have gone from 231 to 260. So that is a jump. It went from 216 to 231 from Saturday to Sunday, and then from Sunday to Monday, it went from 231 to 260. Current active cases in Leominster, 29, 12 cases of off isolation, so they've been removed from the list. And as I understand it, it doesn't mean that you are off. It still means that you need to be quarantined as a precaution. That's what I understand, but I'm not a doctor. You can go to CDC and find out all of this information. If you have any questions that you'd like to ask while I'm here, go ahead and put them on my Facebook thread here, and I'd be glad to answer them for you. So just so you understand, just the from to the two part, where we were on Saturday in total cases, we're at 915. We're now at 1,077. So we're gone up about 100, right? Would that make it 100 or so? Hospitalized has gone from 1,068 to 1,241. So that's pretty significant. However, the total test has gone from 68,900. So let's rough it off to 69,000 to 76. So that's a huge increase in the amount of people that have been tested. And again, from 216 on Saturday to 260 today in terms of deaths. I'm not aware. People ask me all the time if I'm aware of any deaths here in the city of Leominster, and I do not know of any. It is the 6th of April. Wish my daughter a happy birthday. Not sure she watches, but happy birthday. She was born in a snowstorm on April 6, 1982. We had a foot of snow. I don't know if anybody remembers that. I don't know if you remember that. I do. And she was born in the middle of that. And the other thing that was significant that particular year was that there was a strike that year in the hospitals. But we made it through. We got great care. And she made it in just for Easter that particular year. So April 6, 1982, we had a foot of snow. Don't know if anybody remembers that. Things move so fast forward that sometimes we don't have a chance to look back. Anyway, happy birthday, Stephanie. And I didn't tell anybody how old you were, so it's up to everybody to sort of figure that out on their own. Okay, I'll run through this real quick. It's information that we have listed on our website, but people like to hear it. If you don't, I'll start cutting the stuff off. But overall, if you need assistance in any manner, 978-534-7500, extension 5055. Our volunteers and staff at the Emergency Operations Center are there. They are there to assist you in any way possible. Mayor's office will get you entire city government, 978-534-7500, extension 0. So if you're not sure the extension or whether somebody's in or not, you call us and we will hook you up. Leominster City government is still open. We are taxpayer funded. We are essential employees. We work for you. We're here, and just because it's not our exact department doesn't mean that we're not here to assist. The game has changed. Things have changed, and so have we. We've adapted. We're here to help you for whatever issue you may have, whatever question you may have, and that includes sort of mental health issues, any problem that you may be having. This has been a tough 3 weeks for some, even tougher for others, and we've got 4 more weeks to go, but we've got to do it together. We're going to really have to count on each other for the next 4 weeks. Human behavior tells us that as this process goes on, like any other process, It's like going to Disney and standing in line when it's 95 degrees and you're in one of those lines that your kids want to make sure they get to see whatever it is, whatever the attraction is. They are committed to standing there till whenever it takes, and you're there for 2 hours. And it gets testy, right? And that's human nature to feel that way. And so we, as a local government and a local community, want to help everybody through that. So if I get silly on occasion, it's only because we're trying to sort of keep this lighthearted sometimes to the best extent that we can, right? Again, 978-534-7500, extension 5055. You can call that number right now. And if you have any questions that you need answered, we will be thrilled to help you out. We're still delivering meals with the school department beginning the 13th. They'll start giving a meal on Monday, but that'll be for Monday and Tuesday. Then Wednesday will be for Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday will be for Friday and the weekend. So you can call over at the school department if for some reason you're not getting lunch and breakfast at 978-534-7700, extension 1341. Just so I don't lose that slide, because I know people will be asking me right along. People are just joining us. Leominster current cases are 29 active and 12. So that's where we're at right now. 12 off isolation, but not exactly off maybe watch, but that's how they're ranking them. So 29 active and 12. We've been putting graphs up on our website, so if you want to visit the website, Leominster-ma.gov. Testing sites around the state, you can see the numbers in terms of how many people, 68,800 were tested by Saturday, but by this morning, midday today, 76,500. So that's a considerable jump. Is that 8,000 more people? That's significant that have been tested. And so total deaths, 216 to 231, and then 260 on today. And again, these numbers mean nothing. I'm not trying to draw any kind of conclusion, not trying to suggest that there's any kind of a pattern here. I'm just trying to give you the raw information. I still am amazed that statewide we're not given an understanding of how many beds there are, especially when the crisis is obviously the illness, but whether or not the medical field, whether or not hospitals and staff can handle this pandemic. So but yet we haven't got one bit of information sent to us from the Department of Public Health, from anybody saying, this is how many beds there are in Massachusetts, and this is how many beds are taken. So I don't know why they're not sharing that information. I think it's an important and pertinent part of this whole issue. And I'll take up that, are they considering school for the rest of the year? I'll talk about that in a minute. Don't let me forget, but I want to stay on this. I just don't understand why we're not getting this information. It's pertinent, absolutely important information to know. Well, yeah, we have Health Alliance here, and we have hospitals in Fitchburg and where else, but if a hospital somewhere else in Athol or Greenfield or another hospital has available beds, we want to know that there are available beds. And, we were told that this is a crisis, that this is going to overwhelm our systems. Won't be enough room in the hospitals. We're going to have to go out and get other locations. Yet nobody is telling us what the number is in terms of how many beds are there, and then how many are occupied and how many are available. And again, I think it's an important number. Okay, people want to talk about school. Here's my theory on school, and I'll certainly have this conversation with the school committee tonight. We have a meeting online. I would prepare for both. I would prepare for us to come back to school, and I would also prepare for us to be out an extended time. So what's the scenario? Let's just say May 4th comes and it looks okay. We need to start preparing the schools a couple of weeks in advance. If Chartwell's going to get up and running, and they're going to need at least a week or two to get up and running so that the food service department is running. So that's not something we can wait for the last minute for. We really got to have two options, and one is school is delayed opening on May 4th, or whatever the date is that's closest to school, to a Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday. And the other alternative is we're opening. Maybe it's not the 4th, but maybe it's another week after that. We're either opening or the schools are going to be closed indefinitely. So we've got to be prepared, and the time to prepare is not a day before or even a week before. So we've got to be prepared for both scenarios. I'm I can't tell you, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell you whether or not there'll be school or not, but what I can tell you is I will make sure that we have a couple of different scenarios set up, and that's for every department in the city, and we'll have that, option A, B, and C. I know everyone's working hard on distance learning and online learning, but it is difficult to say the least. It's not the same in that environment as it is in the classroom, and I know the teachers are anxious to get back into the classroom. So we'll wait and see. I mean, again, I don't want to draw any kind of conclusion either way on what these numbers mean, but what I will say is it appears that people are practicing good hygiene and safe distance. And what I mean, and listen, there are going to be scenarios that every day of the week we're going to have to work on. People have commented, now it's nice weather, and you go to the garden center at one of these, big box retailers that's got these big garden centers that's set up, and you can't walk or get through. That's something new to us, something we anticipated. The weather's turning nice now. It's people working in the yard, so it's only human behavior and natural to think, well, I have to work in my yard. I can't really leave. They don't want me to leave. Let me run down and get some things. So we'll work through those things. Beginning Wednesday, we've ordered all gas stations who have self-serve to to offer a couple different things, either gloves at the pumps or available. So that could mean you have to run in or run outside, just outside the door to get, gloves, because their comment is the gas stations is people steal the stuff or take it. So we said, okay, fine, then have it available. So you can put a little box out front, you can grab gloves, pump their own gas, or you can put sanitizer or both. And then the gas station said, well, we can't find any sanitizer. Well, okay, so then we sent them the formula that is sort of released by the CDC that says you can make your own hand sanitizer. But it's not acceptable at this point for gas stations to be doing nothing. And we have a lot of gas stations here in the city, and I think there's one, maybe two places that'll still pump, and one of them is actually shorting their hours, the last I heard. So starting Wednesday, they are responsible. They are responsible. We're under a state of emergency that gives us the authority, and we need them to do that. The other piece is that this whole take your gloves off and just fling them on the ground. Listen, you don't want cooties. I don't want your cooties. Nobody else wants your cooties. So we will instruct all of the big box retailers and anybody that's staying open to put a barrel that's very inexpensive. Most of them sell barrels. To put some extra barrels in the parking lot and find a nice, pretty color. Find bright blue, right? Leominster blue. And put them in certain parts of your parking lot, and that should help. But people, your customers, people who come in from wherever, our community members, to take them off and throw them on the ground, just not right. It isn't. So let's think about how to resolve that. I understand people maybe don't want to take them. They're looking for a place to put it. They can't find it. I don't know. They think, I'm going to carry that with me. I touch a bunch of things in the store. I touch a door handle. Now I'm going to bring it into my car. That's just going to infect me, and on and on. I don't know what people's thinking is, but this is a very inexpensive way to resolve it. As I said, almost everybody that's still open in the retail world sells barrels, so put them outside, and that'll be in our next order to the retailers. And we're not trying to crush them at all. We've worked with every single person in town to be as helpful as we can, so we're not asking much. Somebody says, I never directly touch the gas pump. Normally, somebody suggests using the plastic doggy bags to cover. You can do anything you want, but sometimes people are traveling. Sometimes people are pulling into a gas station, and they don't have something else with them, and there's no reason. There's hand sanitizer everywhere else you go. There's there's gloves everywhere else you go, and so let's at least make an attempt here or an offer to their customers. My name is Dean Mazzarella, the mayor for the city. Our phone number, if you have any questions at all, you can call down to Emergency Operations Center, 978-534-7500, extension 5055. Testing sites at Health Alliance and also at Reliant. If you're not feeling well, call your doctor and let them know what's going on. They'll sort of ask you what the symptoms are, how you're feeling. They may order you a test, either to Reliant or to Health Alliance or another hospital. But please call ahead. They'll give you instructions. They will email or fax over the doctor's order for your test. Also important, we are really trying our best, and I'll get an update tonight from the superintendent, but you can get internet. If you're a customer of Comcast, but you never had internet, or you're not a customer that takes their internet, then you can go to Comcast Essentials program, and if you don't have a computer in your house or some sort of electronic device and you can't get to the internet, then have somebody look it up for you. And it's basically a program with Comcast where they'll give you 2 months free, and if you meet the criteria, and then after that it's $9.95 a month plus tax. So I mean that's like a deal. But you know, tough times, people aren't working. Even $10 sometimes is a lot of money. But we really need to get kids hooked in to the internet, and we need them to get that same. You know, to some extent, the internet is the equalizer. And right now, with the ability, with the fact that schools are closed, there you go. I actually have slides here, and I haven't been using them. There's a slide there. Let me switch. You want me to switch off into it from here? No, you already have it. Okay, you guys changed it from inside. Pretty good. I'm impressed. Anyway, there's the information right there. Comcast Essentials program. Really got to get these kids hooked up. There are kids that, you know, families work hard and everything. They work minimum wage somewhere, and they haven't been able to get an electronic device. But our friends over at Infinite Design, if you get us your laptops or old laptops or whatever they might be, you know, a couple years old, you're not using them anymore. Somebody called and said they have a number of them. Trust me, they're like things in the garage, you're never going to use them. Old paint in the basement, never going to touch it. And so if you have laptops, get them to us so you can bring them to Infinite Design. And Russ and Kim will take care of you over there, and they'll refurbish those, and we'll get them into the hands of a kid that really could use it. We'll help them get connected to the internet. They can begin doing their assignments online. They're missing out. They can start doing their assignments, interacting with their teachers, and looking at all the wonderful things that are offered on the internet. Just going to the library is in and of itself a whole learning experience when you can download movies and tapes and everything else that might be there. Let's see, just read J2 is closed due to no inventory. I don't know. All I can tell you is I went by today and they were open. So I'm not saying that's true or not, but I would call first, please. Make sure you file for your taxes. I'm sorry. If you need a stimulus check and you want that stimulus check, it's if IRS already has automatic deposit, your accountant has you on automatic deposit, then you don't have to worry about anything. The check will just end up in your account automatically. If you don't, then you can get online and you can actually put that information into the IRS website. If you don't want to do either and you just want to wait, they'll mail you your check. So it could take 2-3 weeks to get it, but that's pretty much the timeline. I don't have any information on kindergarten registration, but I'm sure superintendent's watching. She can give you the information right now. Oh, by the way, if somebody calls you and says that they are from the IRS, hang up immediately. Immediately, just hang up. Not another word. It's just a scam. Let's go to some more slides here. People take pictures of them. There's a stimulus package. That's how much you'll get. When somebody gets one, let me know, please. That would be helpful. Stimulus package for individuals under $75,000. If you've got a couple kids, it's higher than that. It's $150,000 and under, married couples. And then checks will be scaled down from after $75,000 up to $99,000. So checks should start coming in about 3 weeks or so. Some more information here for businesses, and I'll go to the next page. We are working diligently to help businesses in town. If they're having a difficult time understanding or being able to access the loan program, I'm sure the system is overwhelmed at the SBA. I heard a couple banks. So what they did is they allotted banks X amount of dollars to be able to be lent out through those banks. So they limit each bank. Well, some of the banks are already maxed out. So unless the federal government increases that amount, then people have to go to another bank, even if you're a member of that bank. So anyway, try to go back there. anyway, that's that's all sort of ongoing. But the best site that we found is go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and on it is the Senate Committee on Small Business and Entrepreneurship. They came up with excellent Q&A. Tells you everything you need to know about the SBA loans that they are giving to businesses. You can also look at the Chamber of Commerce website and northcentralmass.gov. And again, they have every link you can imagine on there. So do we, but either one is fine with us. You can also, any questions you have during the daytime, you can, again, call us, and we'll put you in touch with either Melissa or Nikki. Nikki you can get at npeters@leominster-ma.gov. Clean out some grave markers for those veterans. Memorial Day's coming, whether whether we're not looking that far ahead or not. It's coming, and we're going to celebrate it, and we're going to honor it, and thank all of those that have gone before us, our veterans who really could probably never have imagined anything like this, or maybe they could have. But anyway, clean up those grave markers. And those grave markers are those flat stones that you see, the flat markers in the ground. A lot of them just have to be edged out. Take you less than 5 minutes, clean it out, take a little bucket with you, throw the debris in, do as many as you can see around you. I'll bet you can get 10 done in less than a half hour. Yard waste, yes, it's a nice day. This is a very good thing for you to do. Get your kids out there. You can grab a coffee or water and sit there and just instruct your kids. Tell them that they will be rich and famous, and that all rich and famous people raked leaves. And so, yes, that's true. And so we're picking up leaves from April 6th to the 30th of May. So fill as many as you want. Get them out there. We'll pick them up. Regular trash day? Yes, regular trash day. We'll pick them up. Hours of flushing. We need to get the new list. Let's see. Fallbrook system on Tuesday, beginning Wednesday. We'll start doing the area around distributing, which means nothing to you other than that's what we call that reservoir. That consists of Exchange Street, Central Street, Lancaster Street, Mechanic Street, Water Street, Whitney Street, and the mall at Whitney Field. Hours of flushing is 7 to 3, so get some jugs and water and stash it aside just in case you need it. Dog licenses, again, if you have your updated rabies certificate, fax them to that phone number you see there, 978-534-7546. No late fees will be charged. Consider giving blood. There's the phone number, 1-800-RED CROSS. It's really giving ahead because right now there's like a line, a little bit of a line to donate blood. People want to. Don't let that discourage you. They're going to need it down the road, right? So please, if you could. The location that they're taking blood right now is in Worcester. Maybe that'll expand to this area, but for now, it's Worcester. LeominsterLibrary.org. Again, it's amazing what you don't have to leave your house for anymore. There it is, LeominsterLibrary.org. Anything you could ever imagine. You couldn't watch all the movies they have and listen to all the music they have and books on tape and everything else that's on there. It's remarkable what's on there. So just it's a single point of entry as far as I'm concerned, LeominsterLibrary.org, and from there, sky's the limit. Also go to the Conservation Commission. Off the city's website, there it is, leominster-ma.gov. Go to Conservation Commission, you find all kinds of neat science things to do there. She likes to talk about bugs. Yep, bugs. So I'm sure there's some of that on there. Registry of Motor Vehicles, unless, as far as your sticker goes, if your car's falling apart or your truck, get it off the road. But if your inspection sticker is expired, they're going to give you another 60 days. Don't panic, 30 days or something on commercial, but I wouldn't panic. You go to the website, it's all there. But if you have a commercial driver license, or you're going for a permit or something like that, or have a new car registration, you bought a new car, obviously you want to get it registered. Most dealers will do that for you, or your insurance company. But anyway, if you have any questions, right there, 857-368-8000. And the nearest sites are Worcester and Lawrence. There's some businesses that are still open that are operating remotely. We've extended it from April now to May 4th. Going on the bear hunt. It was nice today. People are out. I'll give you instructions on people protecting and spreading of cooties. But anyway, you have this bear hunt going on. It's 4 pages of addresses. And so does it make sense? Yeah. People are going to get out. Are you going to find them all? No. You go to a couple neighborhoods, have the kids look around, keep your distance from everybody. Don't go on their lawn. Don't stop in for, coffee or spaghetti or anything. right? Just walk by the house, kind of point, might be businesses. I have my bear out on Main Street. Anyway, you can go to npeters@leominster-ma.gov, and you could register and say, here's my bear and here's my address, see if you can find it. And then at the same time, you could go to the City of Leominster Facebook page, and they have a complete list of addresses to where all these bears are, right? Bear left, so I went home. Old joke. Kids edition of tablets available for loan. We have a limited supply, 978-534-7500, extension 0, and I understand everybody that has one is having a ball with them. Community resources. Here are all the people that are helping out. And can I just say this? Nothing against anywhere else. I'm not trying to be parochial about anything. But honestly, I've been through these things in the past where there are these statewide, give to this particular charity and send your money in, and we're going to help. And I could just tell you, we've not had a whole lot of success with those funds in terms of getting help out to communities out this way. And for whatever reason, and I'm not going to certainly cast judgment on them or anything, but my rule of thumb is give locally if you can, right? Because that money is going to stay right here. We have a number of funds that are set up. We have a couple of them at City Hall. You can write a check to City of Leominster. Put on the little note section on the bottom, on the left, exactly what you want it to go towards. So it could go to food, could go to homeless, could go to books for kids, Chromebooks. You put down what you would like, where you would like to go to, and we will make sure that that funding gets to the spot that you want. And believe me, in our office, they really do a good job, I have to say. They go the distance to make sure we qualify everybody who gets help, and in a professional way. But we want to make sure your money is spent correctly. So again, you can send money. I send money locally, but locally we have all of these agencies, Growing Places, Catholic Charities, again, doing a great job here in Leominster. Ginny's Food Pantry, they'll be open tomorrow, Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, 10 to 1. Again, a great resource, very organized, gets this whole thing. United Way is raising money, but supposed to be coming out with their program very soon in terms of giving back to the community. So please, I know there are these statewide initiatives, Worcester County initiatives. We seldom see anything back from those kinds of initiatives. I'm not sure why, I'm not sure what the problem is, but it's your money, you do what you want with it. Are You OK program for those who are seniors, medically disabled, or shut-ins, or people that live alone. Just want to make sure they're okay. Dispatchers will call at a designated time every day. If nobody answers after 2 times, they'll send an officer, a friendly officer. You wouldn't believe how friendly they are. They will make your day, I guarantee you, when they get there to check on you, and they'll be so happy you're okay. And to sign up, 978-534-7560, extension 3432. And they have name tags, and you look at their name, and you might know their grandparents or their parents. You might want to understand what their last name means, but you will be thrilled to see them, and they'll be thrilled to see you. And you'll probably make a friend forever. So anyway, the Are You OK program, one of the best around, and it's been around for a long time, so it's proven, and it's free. And all you have to do is call that number at the bottom. Take a picture of it and go to our website, leominster-ma.gov, and all of that information is there, right? Okay, I don't know. Does anybody not know this yet? Raise your hand, please, if you do not know that you need to wash your hands. Avoid touching your eyes, nose, and mouth. Clean things frequently. Cover your mouth when you cough or sneeze. Stay home if you're sick. Think about caring for you and your family. I will say this. Did you ever want to avoid somebody for whatever reason? Maybe it's Saturday morning, you hop in the car, you forgot your baseball cap, your hair doesn't look so good, you don't have your favorite shirt on, whatever. You were hoping to get to the drive-up window at the bank, or to get a coffee, and all of a sudden you saw somebody, you didn't look all the greatest, and you didn't feel all that good, and you're trying to avoid somebody because you just saw them, and they saw you, and they want to run up to the car and talk to you, and you're trying to find ways to make believe you didn't see them or whatever, and try to avoid them. That's what you have to do, okay? You have to avoid everybody. This is strategically this week is what they say is the surge, right? We've all heard about it. So I don't know how many more people I have to, it's just a reminder. I'm not preaching to anybody because I know all our Facebook watchers and people that watch this show are intelligent. They're smart, they're streetwise, they get it, right? And so I know you know all these things. This is just a reminder. This is just getting us into condition. It's like boot camp, right? We're just going to keep repeating it until it's just embedded into you, and you should do it automatically. But if you see people, this is like, if you're an introvert, this is like the World Series, the Stanley Cup, This is everything all in one. This is like perfect for you because now you have an excuse to jump across the street or go somewhere else. So first of all, if you see there's groups of people, then probably not your place to go. Head to some place, take a ride to Industrial Park and Office Park. We have plenty of them in town. Trails, 29 miles of them. If you see a bunch of cars out there and there's no place to park, I'd find another place to go. But there's plenty of places to walk your neighborhood. There is no people. Everybody is going to need to get out. This is the time of year. Not that we had a bad winter, but this is the time of year when people are going to want to get out. This is what you do in the spring. You have the birds, you see the sky, right? You walk the neighborhood, you get things done outside. It's only natural to want to do that. We're not going to send the police to everybody's house who walks outside into the sidewalk. We're not going to do it. We haven't reached that point yet. But if everybody cooperates, and it looks like people have. I mean, that I can see based on the other numbers of communities our size that people are cooperating. If you continue to cooperate, then we don't have to do the whole, cootie police thing. And so, just common sense. It's really all just common sense. Do it for somebody else. If you don't do it for yourself, do it for someone else. So that's it. That's all I'm gonna say is. What I say every time is assume you have the virus. Just assume you had it. Assume everybody else you came in contact with has the virus. Assume every surface that you touch has been somehow or another compromised. Soap and water, that's all. No special brand. Soap and water. Even the cheap stuff that you can get for $1 a bar. It works. A little soap and water, 20 seconds. And remember, anything that's alcohol-based that you can sanitize your hands with when there's no soap and water, and we will be in good shape. Any agencies that are helping with paying utility bills, well, we have that heating fund at City Hall, but the money is depleted at this point, and we're hoping, again, there's a way that you can help people directly in your community, in your neighborhood, by donating to the Leominster Energy Fund, and we help people pay their utility bills. And so there's a perfect example there. Have we run out of slides, kids? I guess we have. Okay. Oh, I don't think we did. Okay. After REOK program, let me just go back 1 second. Senior shopping hours, we asked department stores and everybody to come up with shopping hours, and they did, before the state did. We just realized it was the right thing to do. They all cooperated. So they all were set up already for senior shopping hours before the state sort of put that out, but that's good. Restaurant takeout, more takeout restaurants available to the Leominster Community Development Facebook page, or you can go to our website, and we have a listing of all the restaurants. Now, we did find out there were a couple that we didn't have on the list, and thanks to you, we're putting them on the list. But anyway, we're really trying to promote local business in every way possible. Takeout delivery. Look at all these. I mean, this is amazing. Like, you could go have breakfast, dinner, and lunch every day of the week for the next year. I think we have more takeout delivery or takeout than anybody. So here's what's changed. So any restaurant that has food, bars, restaurants, or general on-premise hotels, that kind of thing, taverns, clubs, veterans groups. So they can now sell alcohol, up to 192 ounces of beer and wine, 1.5 liters of wine. I don't know what 1.5 liters of wine looks like, but you know what I'm saying, right? For your consumption, not half the neighborhood. And you can only purchase it from 12 to midnight. Must be in sealed containers, must verify that the purchaser and the recipient of the alcohol are at least 21 years old, and sales must be made as part of a takeout order. So you have to buy food, right? You have to buy food, and you can also buy alcohol, but it's got to be done between 12 and midnight. You must keep the sales slip. So the business, the restaurant needs to keep the sales receipt, and the person delivering has to be over 21, and the person accepting it has to be 21. So that should help. I know some places have already kicked in and seems to be going well. And I talked a little bit about the fact that, we get a little cabin fever. We need to get out once in a while, right? That's human behavior. We need our space. I say it all the time. Anybody that's been around me more than 20 minutes, they need a nice walk, a walk in one of our parks. 26 miles of hiking trails in Leominster. Barrett Park and Carter Park and Evelyn Hashey Park and places all day long people tell me how they visited some park. They're like, Barrett Park, when did that get there? I'm like, what do you mean, when did that get there? It's been there. Like, I never had the chance to do that. Have you had conversations with people who said, you know what? I haven't gone fishing in a long time. I've been fishing. I've got board games in my house. We haven't played them, but on Saturday when it rained and Sunday, I played those games. We haven't touched those. We haven't sat around as a family and had a conversation or played games or look at old pictures or movies or whatever it might be. We haven't sat down and watched a TV show together. More and more, I'm hearing that. So these are the good things that will happen on the other side of this in the new temporary normal, I guess, is what we call it. But do your census. And all this information is available on our website, but you can also go to 95.1, your information source. They are an FM station owned by the city, run by volunteers, streaming on WLPZ.org. And I'll read the numbers one more time because it looks like there's some that are joining us now. We're probably going to be conflicting with the Boston and national news, so I won't stay here much longer. But a couple things. Hey, you know what's really cool? Teach your kids how to jump rope. Kids, I don't know if they know how to jump rope anymore. I don't see them selling jump ropes anymore. Get them a jump rope, something they could do by themselves and have fun with. Remember all those things you could do, and they had songs to go along with them, and kids got really good, and they could, like, do breakdancing with jump ropes. Remember all those? Get creative. Anyway, so here's what we're planning for at City Hall. Not only are we out here to help you out, but we're beginning the process, as we started last week, on looking at this, whether it's May 4th or June or July or whatever it might be. What we're doing from here on in is really looking at where do we go from here? How does this all look after? There'll be no magic switch. Just hit a switch and it all comes back to where we were just a month or two ago. But it does mean that we have our work cut out for us, and we're going to do it, and we're committed to it. So we want to help business get back to as normal as they can be, but it's going to be different, right? Nobody's going to want to go to a crowded restaurant anymore. They're not for a while. So we're helping restaurants to understand that. Human behavior is, no, I probably don't want to go in that crowded restaurant anymore where people are 6 inches or a foot close to me. We'll be very conscious of this whole boot camp that we've been pressing and impressing on people, right, about keeping your distance. Some of that's still going to be there, and for good reasons. Notice very few people have colds this time of year. Wonder why, right? Keeping our distance, washing our hands. And we're helping with that. Outdoor dining, we really want to push that, even for businesses that don't have it. We're trying to encourage all businesses to call us and have a conversation with us. We really want to get you geared towards it while we have the nice weather. And we'll help you with it. We'll relax some of the rules, but we'll work with you so it's safe to the city, safe to everybody, safe to the business. We'll work with you on those kinds of things. And so let's think about what that looks like, right? So are we going to have big gatherings, probably sporting events that people are going to want to go to? Probably not. And they'll start thinking about, is there some new movie out that's going to attract a lot of people? I bet you that'll look a lot different, right, in terms of spacing. So things like automatic doors when you go to a restaurant or a business, right? That'll be a lot more hand sanitizer. My favorite will be cleaner bathrooms, I'm sure, right? Cleanliness will be stressed when you go to restaurants and retailers. It won't be the last thing that gets done every day because we were busy and so we didn't send somebody in to clean the toilets and you had to send somebody in to use them, and a little kid came out and looked at you like, what? You really want to send me in there? That's the end of all that, right? So there are a lot of things that we're going to have to retool and reboot on, and those are just some of the things. That's what we're looking ahead to. We've got to help these businesses succeed. There's stimulus money. We're helping the businesses through the paperwork process so they can file and take advantage. Some have. Talked to quite a few. To certain businesses about what they look like on the other side of this, how to get their business going again. How do we just really push this effort of buying local? I mean, how important is that these are your neighbors, and think of all the people that are impacted by the fact that you bought something locally. And if they hire somebody to do their website or have forms done or anything that they do, an insurance company across the street or down the street who that business buys their insurance from, hopefully local, right? All of that is going to contribute to bouncing us back. And you know what? We're going to have a lot of work to do. I know gas prices are down, so we think, hey, everything's okay. We got a lot of work to do, and that's what we're gearing up for. People ask me about school, and that's what I said is, we can't look the week before and say, we're going to open schools next week. This really has to be a planning process. Option A and B. One is, we're going to, actually three, right? One is we're not going to open for the rest of the year. B, we're going to open on the magic date of May 4th. Or C, we're not going to open, we're not going to close for the rest of the year. We're going to open, but it won't be May 4th. So a number of different scenarios there, but we've got to be ready for that. And that goes for all departments in the city. I went to Prospect Park and talked to a couple of families for the first time. It was everything. It's beautiful there. I encourage everybody to visit our parks. You'll love them. Okay, that pretty much sums everything up. I want to thank everybody. We're getting more and more supplies. I want to thank Jim LeBlanc and everybody at Emergency Management, all our department heads. We've got a super team. Trust me, this is the all-star team. Done a great job. We have one single point of entry. So all supplies, whether they're donated or provided to us by the state or federal government, or we purchase them, all go to one central location. They go to the Emergency Operations Center. From there, they're inventoried, and then they're dispersed out to the community. Not just our community, but when we have a surplus, we don't want to just be sitting on that surplus, hoarding them. We want to help the other communities, nursing homes, rest homes, funeral homes, people that are visiting nurses, home health care providers, anybody that we can help out. We've been helping ambulance companies, other fire and police departments, fitting them out. We're lucky. We have great resources here. And it's been helpful, and everybody stepped up to the plate, and it's really worked well. So we've been blessed by having so many good contacts and so many good resources and people that could supply us, that we've shared those with other communities, and it's worked well. And thanks to Jim LeBlanc and our emergency management volunteers and staff down there, and they've done a great job. But to all, police and fire, everything's changed. When I say everything's changed, I mean the nature of the calls that the police department goes to, the nature of the calls that the fire department goes to, and EMS, the nature of what goes on in the hospital, it's all changed. It is, it's mind-boggling, and when this is all through, I'll sit down with the two chiefs, and we'll talk more about it, because it really is different. It's something to sort of study when things like this happen. Domestics go up. As I said, people are, the bills are piling up, the money's not coming in. If you're a business, it's an eerie feeling, same as your home, right? To know the bills are coming in and there's no money coming in. And there are actually a few insurance companies, I heard, realizing that you haven't been driving your car for the last month or so, and probably not for another month. They're actually going to send you some money back. That's how they're going to keep the economy going. The reason they're doing that is pretty practical. The reason they're doing that is they don't want you to look in the driveway and see there's an extra car sitting there that you haven't used and think, maybe I don't need that extra car. Maybe let's cancel the insurance, and if we need it later on, the car's sitting there, we'll re-register it come July, October, December, January. Maybe we don't need to. Maybe we'll sell that car. So it's much better for them, and this is what we're trying, I think the federal government's trying to do, is keep everybody employed, keep an economy going, because it's a lot easier to do this than it is to try to stimulate the economy. So they're trying to, I understand what they're trying to do, and there was some positive messages on the stock market today, because Europe is beginning to see that sort of, it looks like the curve is beginning to flatten out, and that looks hopeful to them, that maybe that's good news for us down the road. And I think that's what the stock market was looking to see, but that could change in a matter of seconds. But anyway, let's give you the numbers one more time if you'd like to see them. My name's Dean Mazzarella, Mayor for the City of Leominster. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. We appreciate your patience. We appreciate you working with us, your generosity, kindness to your neighbors. Total cases in Massachusetts are now about close to 14,000. Worcester County cases are at about 1,000. Hospitalizations around the state, 1,241. Total amount of people tested is about 77,000. I'm just rounding these off. Total deaths, 260, which is terrible. I mean, it's awful. One is too many. And then in Leominster, we have 29 active cases with 12 cases of isolation, or they've been removed. And that could mean a lot of things. I'm not a doctor. Check with the Center for Disease Control, and they will instruct you more on that. And our illustrious team at the Veterans Center is there to assist all our veterans. Listen, this is the time. Especially that greatest generation, that World War II generation, they don't like to ask for help. They are absolutely, it's conditioned in their brain that you don't ask for help. Well, this is the time. Maybe all the other times you just couldn't bring yourself to asking for help. This is the time to ask for help. If you're a veteran or even a non-veteran, call us and let us know. Rick Votor and his staff there are more than willing. Do you know, Rick, maybe we'll have you come on as a guest. How many times a week or a month do you run into people who qualify for veterans benefits and have never received them? Some people for 20, 30 years qualify for veterans benefits, or their spouse has, and never received them. And you would think there is not a person left, and a lot of times it's the fact that this is the greatest generation, and they don't like to seek help. They figure somebody else needs it more than them. This is the time to ask for help. These are benefits that you earned, or your spouse earned, and you earned, and now this is the time to take advantage of it. It's not taking something that somebody's giving you for nothing. It's certainly earned. So Rick Voltor knows that so well. We have this conversation all the time. So if you know somebody, just check on them, bring it up, call them, say, hey, just by the way, you get, there's nice ways to ask questions, right? Instead of asking how old somebody is, you ask them what year they graduated, right? Well, that one's old, but there's other ways. I'll let you know in another segment how to get their date of birth if you're that concerned. But anyway, our veterans certainly qualify, and we need them to take advantage of it. If you have any other issues that we can help you with, by all means, especially those in the senior citizens in our community, let us know. We're here to help you. Whether it's a transportation problem, you need somebody to go grocery shopping, pick up something for you, I don't know, whatever it might be. Your phone broke, you got a new one, you know how to program it, let us know. 978-534-7500, extension 5055. That's it tonight, and we will be back tomorrow at 9 o'clock. We'll give you an update on what's happening, our morning briefing. I want to thank everybody here at Leominster.tv and all of you for watching and keeping me up to date. People have been amazing. They're filling me on everything that's going on, who's making masks, where you can get this, where there's toilet paper, so I can share it with you. And tomorrow night, we're going to have a little fun, and we've got to add a little fun to this. So in the old day, I used to spin records at nightclubs and all that neat stuff, and old disco music, dance music, right? You see disco, people get turned off, but all those old dance music from late 70s, early 80s. So we're going to be on tomorrow from 6 to 7 o'clock on WLPZ 95.1, and you can catch it streaming. So if you're in Toledo, Ohio, and you've got to go grocery shopping, and you really can't miss this show, and you've been like waiting for weeks for this show, and you want to tell your kids about it, and they live in Milwaukee, then WLPZ.org, and you can click on and listen to all those songs. And I guarantee you, they're going to be all songs that you remember, and maybe you haven't heard in a while because nobody else plays them. And yeah, so we're going to have some fun, Sonny and I, from 6 to 7 tomorrow, Tuesday. In the meantime, take care of yourself. Extra vitamins, vitamin C, extra vitamins, take care of yourself, get some sleep. Try to tune out from those too much news. Too much news can really drag you down. And I know myself that I will tune in occasionally. I'll listen to the financial shows and the news. If you listen to too much of it, it does drag you down. So be safe, take care of yourself. I want to thank all those in the medical world that are working out there, double shifts, some doctors working 20 hours a day to keep us in good shape, and when we need them, they're there. They're not complaining, and we need to take care of them. Those in public safety, firefighters, EMS, those at emergency management, all the people that work in the retail world, gas stations, everyone else in between that's out there, DPW, keeping us moving, right? So thank you. Take care. We'll see you tomorrow at 9 a.m. That'll be tomorrow, Tuesday, at 9 a.m. Right, well, in the mornings we just stream through my Facebook, but we also share it on other Facebook pages so everybody can see. Thank you. Be well. Take care of yourself. We'll see you tomorrow.